Hello everyone, welcome to DevOps for your family. My name is Rajeshwaran. Today we are going to explore terraform for each meta argument. So let us jump to the code what I'm having. So if you see my this snippet, we are going to create a few EC2 instance and we are going to create a security group, and also that instance we are going to deploy a Nginx web server, and also that instance I'm restricting with my IP so that I can only able to access this server from my laptop using my public IP. I'm restricting. Okay, so here if we go to the main.tf, I'm having a resource name, and the resource we are going to create is instance. So we are using a AWS cloud provider. So this, by seeing this one, we can able to see we are going to create a EC2 instance. So that's how we have to refer this one. So this is a keyword and this is followed by the resource. So here we are going to create instance, EC2 instance, and this is a internal name which I'm referring. This is not a server name, this is the internal name that will be referred by the terraform. And we are using for each meta argument. In that we are going to have a function called toSet. And if you ask me what is toSet again is a function we can able to get the value. If you, I have a variable.tf file. If you see here, I have defined the variable name as server name. Here I'm using type as list of string. So since we are using for each, we cannot able to directly use the list of string functionality. So we need to convert that to a set of string or a map value. So we need to use a toSet function to convert that one. So there will be one more option. We can able to ignore this toSet by setting the type as set of string. If you set the type as set of string, you no need to input or you no need to convert that value to map string value. So directly you can refer by this one. So for this one, probably once we done with that one, then toSet, then we'll go by next video or something. Let me explain with that var dot server name with the function set function. Okay, now let us move on. So here we are using for each, and we are using a toSet function to get the value of the servers which I'm going to create. So here I'm just referred, we are going as a two servers. So if you see, this is the build server and this is a web server. Probably once we have the plan, then let us go with few more servers. Okay, now, and the AMI var.ami, this is where we are referring this as a variable file. If you go, let us take an example of AMI instance type key pair name. If I go here, here is my key name and this is my security group traffic I'm allowing, and this is the AMI I'm going to create. AMI is just a base OS what we are selecting here, and this is the instance type we are going to create. So why I have two value here, I just want to demonstrate you. I have few tools that will visualize our environment. So currently we are getting the value of T2 nano. Okay, this is all about the main.tf and VPC security ID. I'm having a separate TF file that for the security group creation. If you see here, if you can able to refer this by security group, previously we saw that was a AWS instance, right? Now we are going to create this AWS security group, and here this is the internal name, and here I am referring the name for this variable. If you go here, this is the name I am referring here, and this is ingress and egress. Ingress is the inbound port from my what is the traffic I am allowing getting into my server, that is the ingress, right? It's kind of an inbound access. I'm allowing 22, that is for SSH, and 80 for my website to just to allow my website to run on the port 80 so that we can able to check whether it's running or not. And here I'm restricting if I give 0.0 so that I'm allowing with all everyone from the internet. I am again using another data function to get my public IP slash 32, right? So I have defined that in the data.df. This will get my public IP, and I'm using one more function that's called chop function, that is a terraform function. So if I go here, I'll be just chopping that value, which will be my public IP, that will be referred here as the data.tf, and slash 32 it's a single IP. So that is the reason we are having that slash 32. And egress, it's outbound traffic, we are allowing everything. So this is all about the main.tf and sg, that is security.tf file, and one more file, this is output file. I need to get the value once the instance is created. I need to get the value of public IP of all my instance. So I have declared here the for instance in AWS instance.dfu server. If you go here, we can able to refer this by this one, AWS instance.dfu server, the internal name, and I am getting the public IP, that is this is the attribute name, and I am displaying that instance.public IP once the instance is created. Okay, and one more thing, here we are using two tools to leverage my terraform plan. If I go here in my this visualization file, so here I'm restricting my IP, I'm creating a security group, I'm creating AWS server, and here if you see, this is the Rover, and first tool is we are going to see Rover, another one is infra cost. So Rover will give me the visualization of the infrastructure what I'm going to create, and I'm running this as a Docker container, and this infra cost I have installed in my local, so that it gives me an estimation of the cost is going to what is the estimation for the resource cost which I'm going to deploy into AWS cloud provider, right? So yeah, let us go and explore this one. And if I go to, I have a readme file. If you go, this is the first statement, for each meta argument we are using two set function to get the server value. And first we need to run the tf plan. I'm having a batch file. Why I'm having the batch file, I will show you what it will do. This batch file, I'm creating a plan to output my resource plan, and then I'm converting that into a plan.json. Okay, so why I'm doing this one, once I convert this output.tf plan to plan.json, I'm having a cell this script that I'm mounting running as a Docker container with a port 9000, and I'm injecting that plan.json into the Docker container so that I can run the Docker container, and I can able to access that Rover container. I can see the resource plan, visualization plan, what I'm going to create in the AWS, and how I am authenticating to AWS. I'm using an environment file. This sec.ts I'm injecting, that will have my credentials. Okay, so that whenever I'm stopping the container will get killed. So that is a reason I'm giving here rm, right? This will stop, if the container is stopped, the container is killed. Okay, and let us go with this one, provider. This is the AWS provider I'm using. I'm going to deploy my resource in US East 1, and this is the access key and secret key I'm going to inject during the terraform initialization. Okay, and if I have already explained this one, if I go to my readme file, then we are having the Rover plan. Okay, if I go to my browser, so this is the Rover that will help us to visualize our resource deployment, so that it will be we can have the visualization plan in our version control, so it can be documented for any evidence, or it will be very useful during the deployment what we are going to have in our environment. And the next tool is infra-cost. If you go, we need to just download this infra-cost, and I have done already. And this one, if you follow this infra-cost doc, so what they are saying, we need to just install this for Linux, we need to download, and we need to just install this one, because if you run this script, it will download and install this one using this install.sh file. Once that is done, we need to just if I go here, since I have already installed, okay, I'm going to just get the value. Okay, you see I'm using a 10.34, that is a version, and I need to log in using my any of my Gmail or GitHub account to get the set the API key. Once that is done, that's it. If you run this command, it will give us a estimation for the infra what we are going to deploy. Okay, so let us go into that action. And this is the flow we are going to have. So I have already explained all my main.tf, variable.tf, and security group.tf and data.tf. Okay, so let me first run this tf plan.sh. So what it's going to create, just a script that will, if I no need to go and run terraform init, terraform plan, and terraform apply. Anyway, I'm going to cancel this one, because we need to get run the rover, and we need to generate the plan.json file to visualize our environment, right? So before that, what I will do, I will just try to make use of this batch file, that is this what is that one, where is my batch file? Yeah, tf plan. If I run tf plan dot batch, this batch file will help me to output the plan, and it will create the plan.json file. Okay, maybe I need to first run the terraform init. So what I will do, probably I'll, instead of I go and run everything, the script will make things for me. So tf plan dot sh. Okay, this script will help us to initialize plan, and it will ask for the confirmation to deploy the resources using the terraform apply. In that stage, I will cancel, and I will be running this plan.bash file. Okay, if you see, it's already ran the terraform init. Now it's going for the terraform plan. Once that is done, it will go for the terraform apply command. So if you see, we are going to create three resources: zero to change, zero to destroy. And we see, we can able to see what are the resources by just seeing this plan. But if we have the visualization, that will be very cool, right? So why we need to just go and read line by line if we have the capability to visualize everything, right? So yeah, so we need to go with that approach. If you see, it is asking for the apply value, so I'll be just entering no to cancel that one. Now what I will do, I will just go to the command thing, and I will just run tf plan batch file, and this batch file help me to get the terraform.plan, and it should run what they are saying, running terraform. Open terraform plan system cannot find the file. Okay, fine, no problem. What I will do, terraform init, I will just run terraform init. Since I'm going I'm choosing command prompt and the WSL things, right? So that is the reason This is the first time I'm running. I have deleted a previous output everything, so that's the reason it's asking me to run this one. This is giving this log file error. What I will do, I will initialize this one, then let us try for the terraform tf plan.batch file. Okay, fine. Now if I run tf plan.batch, it should run now. That's what my expectation. Let's see. So once we have that terraform, I think now it's running. Yeah, so if you see, this is creating the plan.json file. If you see, this is the value we are getting. So now once we get the file, I need to get the visualization, right? So what I have to do, I have to run the rover container. If you see, I have that rover.sh, right? This will help me to bring the rover container up. So for that, I need to just switch to the WSL. So this is the Windows subsystem for Linux I'm using for changing like here and there for my terminal. So once this terminal is switched back to this WSL prompt, I will run my rover.sh. That will run my rover container, and yeah, we can able to see our visualization of the resources. Yeah, so if I go and run rover.sh, so here it's saying rover docker container starting. In the back end, it's running the docker container with the port number 9000. If I go and just run localhost, yeah, you see, this is the rover terraform visualization. Okay, yeah, this is the power of a rover. You see, here we are going to create a security group, and we are going to create two servers like dfu build server and web server, where we are getting this value. If you see my main.tf, I have this two set function, right? Here we are referring the var.server.name underscore name, right? So now if you see, this is, I have commented this line so that this value it's picking, and the server name is build server and web server. If you see my screen, this is the one, right? dfu build server and web server, right? Now I need to know the approximate or the estimation cost for my resources before I deploy, right? So for that, we are using an infra cost to leverage to get that one. And if I go to my read.md file, so I have already downloaded this one, and I just need to run this infra breakdown command. This will ultimately give me the resource estimation. If you see what we are going to create here, so we are going to create, once again, maybe this is something, yeah. So we are going to create two servers, and one was free. If I'm not wrong, this one free was the security group, and this is for two were estimated. That is our two server what we are creating. And if you see, want to see what was the free one, they are just ask us to run this command, and I think this is a security group. Yeah, infra cost breakdown path. What they are saying, flag is breakdown path hyphen script, right? Wait a second, let me just run this one again. Okay, and they're saying one was free, and I will just run this one. Probably miss some flags. Yeah, I think now it's getting through. Yeah, you see, the one free was AWS security group. So We are going to create two servers, and the server is going to cost us for 730 hours, that is $4.2. This is for the storage and general purpose SSD GP2 volume, and the monthly estimation cost is total $10. So this is awesome, right? So we can able to get an estimation before we deploy the resources. Yeah. Example. Now I want to change my instance type. So currently it's $10. Okay. So if I go and change my instance type to nano to micro, and let us see what is the estimation it's giving. Yeah. So probably I'll run this one, and now it's evaluating, and if you see, the difference is $9. Previously it was only $10. Why? Because previously we have run the nano, now we are running T2 micro. Fine. And if you ask me what is the difference, if I go to my EC2 instance, so previously we have run this pick this T2 micro that have one CPU and 1 GB memory. Now we have reduced that we RAM to 0.5. So previously it was one CPU with 0.5. That is the reason we have the less amount, that is $10. Now we change that T2 instant type to T2 nano, from T2 nano to T2 micro. I'll show you this code. Okay, if I go here, probably what is this? And yeah, see, previously it was T2 nano. That is the reason we are getting less amount. You see, nano 1 and 0.5 memory. Now I have changed this to T2 nano to T2 nano from T2 micro. This one. So it has one CPU and 1 GB RAM. Now I will change this, revert this back, and what we will do, probably I want to deploy more servers, right? Currently it has only two servers. Probably I'm planning to uh, deploy more servers that will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 servers, right? So if I run this one, and I will see what is the estimate I'm getting. Yeah. So I'm running this one with this one, and if you see, yeah, now for this I have updated my code to deploy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 server, right? So monthly cost estimation cost is $30 now. So previously it was very low, and if you see, it will give all the server name also here: build server, DevOps server, QA server, SIT server, and this 730 hours for a month, and what is the cost, and what is the storage, everything it's giving, and what is the type of the EC2 instance. Now we have, or we estimated the cost, but what about our existing this rover? So still you cannot, because this will not get updated. Reason, we have already running this container, it's using that plan.json which was injected during our rover container startup, right? So what we have to do, probably we need to cancel this one, and probably I have to change this one, and I go to command prompt. Now I have to rerun the plan.tf plan.bat file, so that my plan will get updated. Then I have to start the rover container again. I will show you. So now what I'm doing, I'm just rerunning my batch file that will updated with the plan.json with all the new server which we are going to create. So here we are just getting passing out the output .tf plan, then we are just converting that into plan.json. Now it has all the updated value. Now what we have to do, we have to just start the rover container so that this updated plan.json file will be get injected into the container. Then we can able to see the updated value. That means we I'm sure that this diagram will get updated with all our 6 servers. Yeah, that's what our plan. Once this WSL prompt restored, we will run the rover.sh file to run the Docker container. Yeah. So now, yeah, I'm running this rover container so that my new updated plan.json file get injected into that container. If I just refresh this value, yeah, so now we are getting the updated plan value with the visualization. So this is very cool, right? Yeah. Now, so we are just running this plan for the results visualization and the uh, uh, infra cost to get some visibility on the cost, but we have not yet deployed the real value, right? So what we have to do, I'm going to probably stop the container, or probably I need to update. I don't want to deploy these many servers, right? So I need to just restrict this service with only 2 servers, so that fine. Now I'm going to build or deploy 2 servers, and I will show you by connecting that one, and also we can able to see the website which is running also. Fine. So what I have to do, I have a script. I don't need to just, I know what I'm going to create. So what I will do, I'll just probably I will delete this one, and okay, so I know what I'm going to create. So probably, so this will auto approve. Okay, terraform apply, and I will just run my tf plan dot slash tf plan. So that means I'm going to create the resources. This will auto approve my resource creation, and it will get deployed into the AWS, right? So I'll be just logging into the AWS, and let us see. Okay. Yeah, so I have enabled MFA. Let me log in. Think before I log in, that should be a server created. That's what my expectation. Let's see. Fingers crossed. So A2. Yeah. So our region US is 2, North Virginia. Yeah. Yes, East 1. Sorry. Yeah. I'll go to EC2. Still not creating. Okay. I think just now it got auto approved. So that means I'm expecting that needs to be deployed here in a couple of seconds. Okay, so it's running, all good. for now. Okay, let's keep running. It's creating. So as I said before, I have the output variable, right? This will output the public IP of my two or both instances. Okay. Yeah, you see, build server and web server. It's running now. It's in initializing stage. Yeah, you see, instance IP. This is getting. I'm getting this from my output. So this is because I don't want to just go and see the IP, or I don't need to go and search somewhere else what is the IP likewise. So this is the way we can get the output of this one. Now I have a script, and probably I would have not mentioned this before, but here if you see there is a user data. I'm mapping that. I'm using a file function to install something onto my EC2 instance. If I go to that install.sh, so what I'm hearing here, I'm installing this nginx, and I'm just creating a index dot. This is just a welcome page I'm creating and enabling this nginx. I'm starting that nginx. Okay, if I access my public IP of my both instance, I should get this page. That's what my expectation. And yeah, let's see, still they are in installation stage, but yeah, probably let us give a try. And this will only, yeah, I think we get the page. Welcome to DevOps Audio family. Please visit https www.youtube.com at DevOps for you. And if you like, please subscribe to my channel. Yeah, and I think this is the first server, and this is my second server. See, so we can able to access both the server. And I just want to show the security group. If you see 80 and 22, that will only, the traffic will only acceptable from my source IP. If I go and what is my IP, you see, this is the same IP. Why this is giving? Yeah, so 87.236.142.198, right? So this is the same IP I'm getting here. And how I'm getting there, I'm using this data. Using this data, I'm just getting my public IP, and in the security group, I'm using a chop function to get the data to HTTP my IP response body, right? This is the one. So I'm getting this one, data to HTTP my IP, right? So I'm getting the value of my public IP using this chop function, and I have already have the data.tf that I defined here to get my IP. Fine. So this is the expectation, but this is okay. And yeah, so now we have our server created, and we can able to access the server. But ideally, we should also able to log into the server, right? So how that is done, if I go to the ssh, I have a, this is my perm key which I already created in aws. So aws, while creating the server, this is the, there is a two key, right? One is the public key and another is the private key. I'm already having this key, and I go to my tools. Yeah, this is my key. I'm also using mobile stram, but I just want to show this using the key. So I just run this one. I'm having, what I'm doing here, I have already key available in this path. I'm just connecting my EC2 instance. Yeah, if you see. Yeah, now we are in the first instance. You see, this is the internal IP. Okay, and I'll be just exit from here, or probably I will log in here just to show the same thing. Wait a second. Yeah, so curl hyphen v http. This should return our page what we are seeing in our browser. Yeah, see, the same one. So I'm getting the welcome to the family, that same the this one. Fine, this is the one I'm getting the same. Now probably I will exit from here and I will show you the second server. This is just to ensure that I'm able to connect and I am able to we have achieved what we want, right? So we have installed that nginx server, and we can able to access the server by restricting with my IP alone from the security group of the ingress traffic, and we can able to connect the server using my probably what I have to do. Instead of this IP, I have to just replace this. Wait a second, I'm doing something wrong here. Okay, there is a one more quick thing. Just copy this one. That's it, right? So instead of basing this one, what we have to do, we have to just paste this one, and this time it will also first time we are connecting, right? So it will ask for the thing. So if you see, if I do go and get the code hyphen b http, but obviously it will serve the same page if we access that same from the browser. This is just to ensure that we have achieved what we want, right? So the last one, so currently this one we don't have, like, if you want to run the infra cost, yeah, you can go and just grab this one and run this one to see how much cost. We have already ran this one. This was just another confirmation. And again, we this document, what we are seeing, this rover thing, right? This is not updated because currently I have modified the server value. I have reduced the server count from 6 to 2, right? But still the docker container, that rover container, is running. So I want to see the updated value or the updated plan file, right? So for that I have to like, if I go, I don't know how to find the docker container, right? It's saying it's already running. First I need to kill this docker container. Docker stop. If I stop, it will get killed, right? Probably what I will do, CAE6. Fine. So this is stop now. Now I just need to switch this to my normal command prompt, and I will run a tf plan so that my existing plan file get override with my current value with the two servers that we created just before, right? So once that is done, then we will run the rover container. It will inject the plan.json file to that container, and we'll see the exact server what we created. Fine. So what we have to do, we have to just run, we have to switch to WSL, and we have to run rover. We have to start the container, right? So once this is running, once we start this one, and if I refresh, this server count will reduce to 2, right? That's what our expectation. Yeah, see. So this is the server we deployed into the AWS. Fine. And now if you want to just try, first I need to stop this rover, right? If I stop, then I'm good to go. Now I need to just destroy this one, right? So I will just run the terraform destroy command. Hyphen auto hyphen pro. Okay, what is this? Destroy. Okay, dstro. Yeah, it will destroy all my resources. And after this one we can able to see in AWS that instant is get terminated. It will go into terminated state. Now it's running, right? So once it's done. And also one more hack here, for example, if you have multiple files, main.tf, if you go and just I will just have this and I will run this one, and probably I will run this one, and here I'm giving a tags for this one, each dot key, that will be my server name, and this is just a normal tag I'm giving for the instances, right? So yeah, and in the egress also I'm just okay. So this is not just aligned properly, right? There is a command in terraform, and we are just, if you go with this flow, this first we are running the terraform, we need to initialize the provider. So what it will do, it will go and fetch the cloud provider, and since we are using AWS, that was mentioned in this cloud provider.tf, it go and download the AWS provider for the terraform, and we have the access key and secret key mapped with this profile. Okay, fine. Now we have run this one, and this is the flow, right? And then we are running the terraform plan to plan out. This is not going to plan create the output plan file, that I have a different batch file. This will, if we run this one, this will create output .tf plan, then that will convert that output .tf plan to plan.json. And you may ask me why I'm having two files, it can be done in one command. Yeah, that is doable, but I'm facing, since I'm using this WSL and command prompt, I'm getting some issues. So that's what to isolate that one, I just have this plan. So I no need to depend on anything. I will just run whenever I want. I run terraform tf plan.bat, and this, if I want to create a resource, I will use this way. Okay, so here what I have to do, probably I no need to, I have to remove this one, because since before I know what I'm going to do, that is the reason I have just enabled this one. But this will be in production or anywhere, it will be no auto approve, it will be a manual approval only. Okay, we need to know, we need to approve the PR, everything that we will see in our CI/CD Jenkins deployment videos. So running terraform apply, and it will sleep, and it will be not auto approve, this will be approval pending, or I can say manual approval. Fine, this is fine. Okay, fine. So now we have this file that was not properly aligned, right? So we just give terraform, this will give you all the command, right? So we have gone through init, and this validate I will show you. Plan and apply destroy, we have already done this one. So probably what we will see, we have to have an example for this terraform validate. I'm just okay doing some mistake knowingly. Now I will run terraform validate. You see, this is validating the syntax. I have made some mistake, right? So now I will be reverting that one. So if I go with validate, what it's saying, line number, okay, SG line number 14, okay, line number 14, what they are saying, yeah, probably this, if you see this one and this protocol, right, this has come in the same line, so that is the reason it's complaining. Now I'm validating the syntax, and this command terraform validate will validate the syntax. Probably if you want to have that included in the batch file, we can just go and update that one also, but that is okay, fine. Now the original thing, we have to go back to the thing, like we have lot many misalignment, right? So I want to align it properly. So what is the way? There is a command. If we go and just give this one, and there is a fmt command, this will format, but I have multiple files and I have multiple things. Then we have to do, like, you no need to remember anything, you just type help, and if you see, this is a recursive, right? If you type this one, this will align all the files. You no need to like go and align files manually. So probably you have to just copy and paste, yeah. And also it will show you what are the files it was aligned. So main.tf output provided SG, this has aligned all the files. If we go and check again, previously I have made this something here and there, right? It's done now. Okay guys, thank you, thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you like my content. Thank you. I think we are good. We have deployed what we expected, right? Yeah, thanks for watching.